Hello, so I started the video earlier, but I never finished it. Basically, I went around my nan's and it was lovely, but I want to talk about my fibro flare-up that I had yesterday because it was really bad, and I feel like it could help someone else who maybe also is going through or goes through fibromyalgia flare-ups, because I literally felt absolutely horrendous. Like I was really not doing okay. It made me feel like, I've had this before, but it made me feel like I had the flu or like a fever. It started when I was at work. It started about 1 o'clock. I got cold. This is what triggered it. I was at work and I turned to my coworkers and I said, "Oh, I'm cold. Are any of you guys cold?" They were like, no. So I was like, okay. I got really, really, really cold, and I kept getting colder and colder and colder and colder. And it got to a point where I was freezing by like 3 o'clock. I was like literally like so cold. Like my bones felt like ice, and it was this icy cold bone pain, and it was horrendous. It literally was like a cold bone chill ache. You know what I mean? Have you ever had like a chill in your bones? That's what I felt like. I felt like I had a fevery, coldy, icy. My body felt like it was just an entire ice cube, and it hurt. Like it was one of those bone chills that, like, where your bones hurt, like a cold ache, and it hurt so bad. I was in agony the majority of the day, and obviously couldn't. Well, I finished my shift, and then I got home, and like for about 2 hours. For about 2 hours, I was literally in my uniform, in my rain hoodie, just on my bed, like, just curled up, scrolling through TikTok, violently shivering and shaking. I felt better when I had hot food on my break, and that's one of the signs I knew I wasn't, like, contagious sick, was the fact that when I had food, I felt a little bit better. So I was like, I got a bit warmer, and I was like, but I was still in, like, agony, right? So I get home from work, spend 2 hours just kind of too cold to move, like feeling horrendous, in so much pain. Every part of me hurts to move, or I'm just so cold. And it was actually my mum that gave me the suggestion, but I got changed finally. Well, this was before. I got changed into pyjamas and my avocado pyjama hoodie, and I came downstairs to make a cup of tea, and my mum said, turn your heater like all the way up and like make yourself like unbearably hot to the point you overheat, because it should like feel better if you're cold if you get too hot, you know what I mean? So I turned my heater all the way up, had layers on, and was under my covers, and just stayed in a cocoon of like hot. And it felt like normal temperature to me, honestly, until I got too hot. And it made me feel a lot better. And it reduced my pain. The heat reduced my pain from like a 9 to like a 4, which was good. I was already suffering with allergies that day, hence my voice at the moment. They were worse yesterday. My allergies yesterday were like snivelly, snotty, like a wreck. And then this is how I know I'm getting into my autumn allergies, is because I woke up today and it's in my chest. I've been coughing, not sneezing, and that's what happens to me in the autumn, is my allergies turn to my chest. So the reason I sound like this is because my allergies are in my chest and my throat, and like, whereas in the summer it's more everywhere, but in autumn it's more focused in my chest. But anyways, so yesterday it was still in my nose and all nasally, and I was in so much pain. My nose hurt, every bone in my body, my teeth hurt like hell. And actually my teeth were the last thing to stop hurting. I went to bed with my teeth still hurting and woke up and they weren't hurting anymore. When I got warm, I still had like scale 9 teeth hurting. So that's fun. I guess because it's hard to warm your teeth up. Like, how are you supposed to warm your teeth up? But, yeah, I literally used heat and I felt a lot better, and then I woke up this morning and I felt normal, and that's how I know it was fibromyalgia and not me like getting the flu or something. That's how I know it was fibro and like probably CP and cold muscle combo and allergies. But that's how I know it was my fibromyalgia and not me just being ill, is because literally from turning the heater up, I felt so much better, and then this morning I woke up and I felt normal. So I need to keep warm is the lesson here. I was a bit silly and I have been going out in like shorts and tights. I know. And I didn't feel cold at the time, but it probably doesn't help now. I probably got like a chill. At work I got too cold, and that wasn't my fault. I couldn't have fixed that. But I don't know. I do need to be a bit more conscious of the fact I am affected by temperatures, and I should really keep that in mind, you know? I'm quite guilty of being like, and then I end up having a flare-up, and I'm like, oh god, it was horrific. I wanted to cry. I was in so much pain. But yeah, I literally had tea and layers and turned my heating all the way up. Heat. The biggest tip I can give for you in a fibro flare like that, I was having a really bad fibro flare, and I had one before Christmas last year. Or was it after? Yeah, it was 3 days after Christmas. I had a massive fibro flare up, and I was really sick. It might have been a combination of being ill as well, but fibro can also get worse when you're sick, so that's fun. But yeah, honestly, that was one of the worst flare-ups I've ever had of fibromyalgia. The reason I got diagnosed was actually because I thought I had arthritis like a year ago, or over a year ago now, and the doctor was like, nope, it was not arthritis, it was fibro, so that's fun. But yeah, honestly, if you ever get like a cold, achy fibro flare-up, my best advice to you is heat. Literally until you are overheating, because that's the only way it's going to go away. Because if you're cold to your bones, you gotta boil yourself almost. Like you gotta make yourself really, really, really hot, so then you don't feel the cold, you know. And also, funnily enough, when I came downstairs to make a cup of tea and I'd be in the kitchen for a little bit, I started to feel the ache come back, so I went back up to my room and boiled myself. I didn't turn my heater off at all. I just kept the warmth, because honestly, heat helps with my pain in general. That's one of the best remedies for pain for me, is heat. Which is funny because I feel sick if I get too hot. So it's a balancing act, really. Like, I'm sure it could have gone the other way. If I got too hot, I could have ended up with a fibro flare of being like, oh, I'm too hot, and get sick that way. It's a weird one. But yeah, long time no see. I would promote my Instagram, but I basically don't go on it at the moment. But if you want to have a look, it's at Madalada Munden -2. I need to get back into YouTube. I miss it. I haven't been on this specific channel in so fucking long. Like, it's a bit crazy how long I've last posted on Madalada for. I tried to film videos beforehand and they just never came to fruition. So yeah, I just wanted to record this moment in case anyone else goes through a fibro flare like mine. And my nan actually has fibromyalgia, and I asked her in the car today, like, have you been suffering from the cold weather? And she said yes. That cold bony ache, yes. And the best thing you can do is heat. So much heat. You basically want to boil yourself alive, not literally, but like you want to get super, super hot. That's the best way, is turn up the heating till you're literally like, oh my god, because that'll help. And then you can turn it down, so don't make yourself ill the other direction. The second you start to be like, oh my god, I'm overheating, that is when you then can, like, basically turn off the radiator, wait for the room to go down, and stay in like a hopefully comfortable medium. But honestly, with fibro and temperature, it is a balancing act. It's so hard not to trigger yourself either way, because I'm triggered by cold and hot, so if you get it wrong, you're gonna get sick the other way. So yeah, it's really just a balancing act. Honestly, sometimes it's literally just hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold, and that's the only way you can really do it. to keep yourself okay-ish. But yeah, that was my recent fibro flare. And something else I want to talk about. Something else I quickly want to talk about. This day today is a year since one of the worst pains of my life, one of the worst days of my life, when I had, oh, how do I word this? I had a mass problem from birth control. Yeah, it was one of the worst pains of my life, one of the worst days of my life. It's been a year since that happened, and I found that out through my Snapchat memories, fun times. It's been a year since that, which is crazy. How fast time flies. That was probably the sickest I've ever been in my life. Well, that was the sickest I've been in my life. The most pain I've been in my life, at least. Yeah, that was crazy to think about. I've come a long way since a year ago, though. I know how to... Oh, and also with fibromyalgia, like, I know how to handle myself more with it, and I know more about how to keep myself stable, which is good. I've gotten a lot better since, like, the last year, and also a lot worse in some ways since the last year. My actual body gets worse, but my mentality is better. I'm less depressed about it. Yeah. My mentality is stronger, at least, which is good. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you want. I've got a second channel. Well, actually it's my first channel. This is the second channel, really, but I've got another channel, Madalada Munden, if you want to check that out. And thank you for watching. Bye, guys!